This program was supported in part by the Pennsylvania Council on the Arts, a state agency funded by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the National Endowment for the Arts, a federal agency. Additional funding provided by the Arts Council of Erie, Time Warner Cable, and the Erie Community Foundation.
The arts. They are the creative center of the community. A uniting force that brings diverse people together to enjoy and celebrate imagination, beauty, talent, and unique creative expression. A gift, both for those who give it and receive it. A gift to be enjoyed by everyone. Or not. According to the National Endowment for the Arts, only 10 to 12% of Americans actually go out to see musical performances. About 17% attend theater, and only 4% purchase tickets to dance performances. Art galleries are the big winners, but even the galleries only draw participation from about 25% of the population. So why aren't more people going to the arts?
We can go to a lot of movies. I'm a little bit cheap.
Yeah,
Mostly I'm a homebody. Volunteer in the daytime, and that's about it.
We don't go out very much, really. Friends' houses sometimes.
Most of our friends, they they work like 2 jobs, so they go to school and work, so it's kind of hard for them to really do much.
I don't like to travel alone.
I don't know if I have that much interest because I guess I have other things to do. I'm a pretty busy guy. I like to stay busy. I don't know. That's kind of the way I've been brought up, I think.
I know if I went to an opera, I probably wouldn't understand it just because I don't go that much.
I've just been a little busy and at the same time almost scared to go out and experience new things here in town for some strange reason.
I think interpretation is a lot of it, and I think sometimes people might think it's a little stuffy.
Well, being retired, I have to kind of watch my money and stuff like that, and also with the energy prices the way they are today too.
I still really don't have the money. Yeah. So I'm on a very limited income.
I'm Scott McClellan of the Roadhouse Theater, and along with the Arts Council of Erie, the Erie Community Foundation, the Pennsylvania Council on the Arts, and CAT TV, we thought it was time to set the record straight on the arts and explore not just the barriers and myths that keep people from participating, but what the arts can really mean to every type of individual. The strategy? Treat a group of people that we fondly call arts amateurs, beginners, individuals with limited or no real exposure to the arts, to several arts presentations and share their reactions. And along the way, teach you something or everything you need to know to start to enjoy one of the best things about living in Erie, the arts. Let's look in on Anna and Jeremy, who came to an Erie Philharmonic rehearsal and then a performance the following night.
I have never been to a concert or a play or anything like it, and this is just amazing.
And 1, 2. And there we go. Bravo, bravo. Let's add flute to that. This is right on 7. Leanne, the thing that I think helps is whatever sock you can give to the lowest note of every 3.
It's magical.
Yeah.
I enjoy this kind of music, and I was just telling him, it just kind of like makes me feel like a princess, sort of.
Nobody ever exposed me to any kind of culture, so I think that's primarily why I'm lacking in ever having to go on to concerts or anything of that nature. Going to concert is something you do in groups.
There's not a lot of young people that
not a lot
really
of young people, I guess, that we know go to orchestras.
Well, this is all new to me, so I'm pretty excited about tomorrow.
Thank you for watching our presentation of Arts Unwrapped. It has been very exciting for Community Access Television to be a part of this collaborative effort. CATV is a nonprofit membership organization with the vision of empowering community voices and visions. If you live or work in the City of Erie or belong to an organization based in the city, you can become a member and learn how to produce television programs. We can give you the training, the tools, and the free channel time on Channel 2 in the city cable system. The only cost to you is our very reasonable annual membership fee and the cost for materials. Our funding comes from Time Warner cable subscribers who live in the city. Funding Community Access Television is part of Time Warner's commitment in exchange for using the city rights of way to bring cable television to every street in the city. You can become involved by coming to one of our monthly orientations held on the first Thursday of every month. Please visit our website at www.cattv-erie.org to find out more, or call us at 454-2226 with any questions you might have. Your voice matters.
How much do you think it costs to go to, say, the theater? What would you say a ticket would be for that?
Depending, but I'd say at least like 50 to 60 bucks.
The fact is, the cost of an arts event in Erie can be as low as $4. Or with events like 8 Great Tuesdays, the concert series on the Bayfront every summer, or the Erie Art Museum's Blues and Jazz Festival at Frontier Park, the cost is completely free.
Really, it does surprise me. It does very much. I thought it would be substantially more.
Our ticket prices are very affordable. They're $12 for students all the way through college, full-time students, and then $20 for all the adults.
I have done some assessments and studies as to how ticket prices compare in Erie versus other communities, and I will say without reservation that Erie always gets one of the best ticket buys in prices for the presentation on our stages, and that's just a matter of market necessity. You know, Erie's really a very value-conscious, price-sensitive community, and events that are going to be successful and draw attendance have to recognize that fact. But it's not just the ticket price. I mean, you can go out and get a dinner or a drink before or after the show. It's quite affordable and a really fun, I think, downtown that's coming back to life, that's continuing to grow along those lines.
The arts are very affordable here in Erie. Our ticket prices are essentially nominal. I mean, they're probably less than half of what it costs to go to the movies. But I think that's true pretty much across the board compared to going to arts events in other cities. We have a great deal here in Erie.
If you did it once in a while, that's not expensive.
I mean, I think it's very reasonable for, you know, if you go to Pittsburgh or Cleveland in the bigger cities, I think you're going to definitely pay more.
In light of the fact that 31% of Americans opt out of attending an arts event because of what they perceive as high cost, we thought we'd compare it to some of the other ways that people enjoy themselves. We found that experiencing an arts event is inexpensive, often more affordable than some of the things you do every day. For example, the price of a ticket to the Roadhouse Theater is only $15. 2 martinis and a beer at a local nightclub, $16. The cost of a ticket to NASCAR, $145 or more. D'Angelo Center music performance, only $25. An extra large pizza with breadsticks and a 2-liter Diet Coke, about $13. A Philharmonic Pops concert, price starts at $15. And here's the best one. Dinner for 2 at a fancy restaurant, $68 plus tip. Admission to the Erie Art Museum's annual Summer Blues and Jazz Festival, absolutely free. And even the 2 annual performances of the Erie Opera Theater are totally free of charge.
Right from the beginning, the principle behind the Erie Opera Theater, same as with the Erie Chamber Orchestra, is that if everybody has an opportunity to have access to this art form, in this particular case opera, if they have the opportunity, they can learn to enjoy it. So our premise was that we present all of our performances free of charge. So the Erie Opera Theater, whether it's our December opera of All the Night Visitors or our main stage opera this year, 2007, it's going to be Lucia di Lammermoor, everything we do is free of admission charge.
musical, you sort of maybe expect it to be old-fashioned in some way?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
And this was more contemporary?
A little more contemporary.
And you like that?
Oh, I do, yeah.
I wasn't expecting what I really saw, but I thought it was good. I was amazed at the amount of young people, though. That did surprise me.
I'm going to try to get my friends to come see more stuff like this. I'd like to come back. I think there's nothing like a live show.
I think interpretation is a lot of it, and I think sometimes people might think it's a little stuffy.
We do fight this general misunderstanding of what art is. I think a lot of people think that art is something that you have to have a lot of knowledge in order to understand, that the average person doesn't have anything to do with art, and both those things couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, we all participate in art all the time. Everything that surrounds us is designed and designed by artists. Whether it's the objects that surround us, the buildings, the information it's presented to us through either traditional or new media. It's all passed through an artist and has an artist hand in it, and we all respond to that.
I think people sometimes in the audience, as audience members, tend to, they're in a performance, they think it's ballet, they have to sit upright, they can't make a noise, they can't clap, they can't laugh, and, Nutcracker, I mean, everything that we do allows for some comic relief, even if it's twice throughout the 2-hour performance. Audience participation in response to the performance, it's wonderful for the artists that they're watching. They feel that energy. And people, I think, sometimes are afraid to clap. I think they're afraid to distract the dancers, kind of thing, and it's okay. The dancers are used to it. They want to hear that.
Yeah, although I know that there are some newer modern ballets out there, so... If I knew what they were ahead of time,
Usually when we have an event, there's an article that is written in the paper about this event, and it gives a very good background of the reason why it exists, the context, the theme, the thought process behind it. And I think that that's the best preparation before you come to one of our events. Read what there is, and then just simply allow for guessing, for feeling how you respond. You don't have to know something about what you look at. You just have to simply sip it in, just let it bathe into that art form, and you will enjoy yourself at the end.
I think in many cases people find opera difficult to understand because oftentimes in the original language people aren't used to that language. Opera is oftentimes presented in Italian or in French or in German. Now we, with our opera theater, we made the commitment right from the very, very beginning that we were always going to do all of our operas in English. And I think that when people have access to the arts and they're able to learn what it means to be involved in maybe making a clay figure or painting something or listening to some symphonic piece of music or whatever it might be, I mean, going to an opera, going to a ballet performance. I think once they have that access to that art form and they realize, hey, this is a lot of fun, and this is something that I've been missing, I think people start to enjoy it.
That's interesting. Why do you say that?
That's how my boyfriend looks when he's shushing me and he's in front of the TV and there's an important game going on. He's got that look.
Well, this is kind of the 21st century version of that. They're playing video games.
That makes sense. Yeah. The mesmerization.
Very intense, yeah. There's a process of discovery which is about oneself as much as about the artwork.
Many arts organizations actually have programs and resources designed to help those who are new to the arts, and sometimes for seasoned patrons who need help to understand what they're about to see. Recently, we took a group of arts beginners to the Erie Art Museum, where John Vanko and Kelly Armour gave them a short orientation tour.
We have a program just concluded. Our education director has been working with different non-traditional groups to create audio tours for one of our exhibits.
I thought, wow, we could do audio tours, but to have kids talking about what excites them, because they're going to be able to talk to other kids and relate to them way better than any of us could.
And most recently, she worked with a group of women. None of the women were museum goers. They weren't weren't our traditional audience. But through this project that she set up, they all looked at the exhibit. I'm talking about the Eva Zeisel exhibit, which is a design exhibit. A lot of the objects in it are ceramics. She herself started as a ceramic artist, and many of her designs, her best known designs, are in ceramics. These women took a ceramics class through the museum at our clay studio, clay space. And their observations are wonderful. They're asked to think about what this has done, what this has meant to them, what it's done to them. And you know, it's quite remarkable that people can see just about everything that's in the work of art. The fact that more than one person will see the same thing, or will see something different and argue about it, I think that's the value of art. It's that engagement, the making you think about it, making you look and think. That's really ultimately our purpose, adding to one's intellectual life.
The music that we perform, whether it's on the classical side or our very entertaining pops programs, this is music that people already know, and when they come to the beautifully restored Warner Theater, they're coming to an exceptional downtown experience with the Philharmonic. And a lot of people, a lot of folks come to make it a social event for them. So they come with friends or family, and we welcome that. So we're trying, like I said, pretty hard to be accessible and available to all Erieites because of the service that we provide to the community. People can go right to our website at eriephil.org, and you can choose first timer or things to know about coming to an event or a concert, and it will explain that it's very unintimidating. People dress nicely and they dress down. There's young people there and there's older people there. You don't have to be a classical aficionado to enjoy a Philharmonic concert. You can come for the social aspect, you can come to experience the Warner Theater, you can come to experience a live symphony or pops concert. There are so many reasons, and people shouldn't feel intimidated by that.
We also had a little fun and introduced our small group to African folk dance.
It was nice to be around another culture and to learn, getting a feel for their music and learning a little bit of where they've come from. And compared to my little world here in Erie, Pennsylvania, it's an eye-opener. But I would certainly enjoy taking in performances. It sets your mind at ease and it feels like it's open now.
Often a lot of things, I see them where they dance, and I can't see how they can remember all the things they have to do. I'm always open for a challenge.
They were a pretty good teacher. I think I got it, I don't know.
Thank you for watching our presentation of Arts Unwrapped. It has been very exciting for Community Access Television to be a part of this collaborative effort. CATV is a non-profit membership organization with the vision of empowering community voices and visions. If you live or work in the City of Erie or belong to an organization based in the city, you can become a member and learn how to produce television programs. We can give you the training, the tools, and the free channel time on Channel 2 in the city cable system. The only cost to you is our very reasonable annual membership fee and the cost for materials. Our funding comes from Time Warner cable subscribers who live in the city. Funding Community Access Television is part of Time Warner's commitment in exchange for using the city rights of way to bring cable television to every street in the city. You can become involved by coming to one of our monthly orientations held on the first Thursday of every month. Please visit our website at www.cattv-erie.org to find out more, or call us at 454-2226 with any questions you might have. Your voice matters.
It's pretty convenient to park cars. There's 2,500 parking spaces within a 2-block radius of our facilities. You can park your car for $3 or $4. I mean, if you go to one of the larger markets next to us, Cleveland, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, it's $15 or $20 to park your car and you have to walk 6 blocks. That's not the case in Erie, and you know, that's one of the selling points of our community and one of the reasons that I enjoy this community so much.
We're here at the Erie Playhouse tonight for the classic musical comedy Fiddler on the Roof. We're planning on giving our arts amateurs and anyone else in the audience who happen to catch the acting bug the chance to jump up on stage and try their hand at singing.
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears.
Mazel tov! Since we were invited to join this, you know, we've been to the Roadhouse. This is the most I've been out with him in a long time.
One person said to me once, you know, it just completes people. It, you know, fills their soul, you know, a little bit more, and it gives them, you know, even talking to teachers with kids that bring kids to our youth theater productions. It's something maybe they've never experienced before, and it just gives them a feeling of being part of a group and enjoying something in life that they might not normally get a chance to do.
A national survey conducted by the Convenient Statistics for Arts Documentaries, not to mention the people we interviewed, shows that a night of music, dance, or other arts activities is an excellent, healthy, uplifting social activity you can do with almost anyone.
As an undergraduate at Mercyhurst, we had an event in our Zerm recital hall, and it was Stockton's Wing. It was a group of Irish musicians, fantastic group, and they're phenomenal, that Steve McDermott presented at Mercyhurst College, like back in 1985. And I mean, personally, I remember going to that, not knowing anything about Irish music, and I went because the girl that I was dating, you know, this would be nice. You got it. We're going.
Well, it gets us out of the house, you know. We haven't had a date in ages.
If you did it once in a while, it's not expensive, but you know, to do it on a regular basis, it might be. Or somebody like me who's single.
I would do it if I had a group of people that would go, and I probably would do that, and some of my friends do that. So.
Arts organizations tackle the problem of who to go with by offering group excursions and rates aimed at reaching out to schools and communities. Want to be healthier? Watch your diet, get your exercise, but don't forget to relax with the arts. Studies have shown that music can lower your blood pressure, help reduce pain, and speed healing. It's also a proven stress reducer. It can also make you smarter. A study done by the University of California proved that a link exists between music and human intelligence because it trains the brain for higher forms of thinking.
I think everything has become so structured nowadays with computers and schedules. Everything is so, you know, by the book, black and white, and art gives you that that release to explore and express your creativity, your emotions, your passion, your inner self. Whereas, you know, everything is so business now. The arts, I think it helps people find who they are.
Athletics is critical because it gives you a sense of sacrifice, discipline, teamwork, and all these really important things. But ultimately, athletics is very limited. I mean, the game's done, it's done. You know, when the ball's thrown, it's thrown. It's a real finite experience. It's a wonderful experience. It's easy to experience, a win or a loss. But when you get into art, it becomes timeless. You know, when we read Shakespeare today, we're reading something that happened hundreds of years ago that still have an impact on how we see ourselves and how we see ourselves in the context of our environment.
You may know that the Philharmonic performs out of the Bayfront now every year. The Heritage Festival began 2 years ago, and we just completed our second performance out there. And I ran into a woman who had moved back to Erie just recently. I don't think she could envision herself moving here from, say, New Zealand or Paris and feeling comfortable about that. One of the first community events that they participated in was the Heritage Festival. And she relayed to me how when the Philharmonic started playing, tears started to well up in her eyes. And it was at that moment that she realized everything was going to be fine. And it gives me chills telling this story because she then realized that it was music and arts that anchored them to whatever community they were in the world. And it was the same for Erie.
You'll be happy to know that finding out what's on the local arts calendar is simple. There are 2 easy ways to do it. First, simply pick up a copy of Thursday's Times News. In it, you'll find the Showcase, a listing of everything entertaining that's going on in Erie throughout the week. There's a calendar listing, by topic, such as theater, music, dance, art, you name it. And there are often articles and reviews about these events that will help you decide if you're really interested, and if so, help you understand what to expect. Second, go to www.enjoyerie.com and you'll find a comprehensive listing of activities and when they're happening.
When I moved here, I was overwhelmed with how much music and arts and plays that the city offered.
You're naturally artistic. All children are born artistic. There are no boundaries.
I just find there's a whole new world out there in art and stuff, things I hadn't realized was out there, and there's a lot of things for people to see and do.
Okay. I'm glad he's discovered it.
Arts have allowed me to celebrate the spirit.
We have a whole lot of things. And I don't know why we should have it here, but we do, and I'm glad for that.